redress regarding the presidential results declared by the Independent Electoral and Boundaries Commission Chairman Wafula Chebukati have until Monday, August the 23rd, to file petitions at the Supreme Court.
The Supreme Court has set up the ceremonial hall at Milimani Law Court for this purpose. Ben Chuba takes a look at the different scenarios likely to come into play as the Supreme Court prepares to receive, hear and deliver ruling in event of a presidential petition.
Ruto William Samoei.
A day after the Independent Electoral and Boundaries Commission Chairman Wafula Chebukati declared Dr. William Ruto of Kenya Kwanza Coalition as president-elect, all eyes are now on the 7 judges of the Supreme Court should Azimio la Umoja Coalition make real its signal to challenge the validity of the president-elect.
And the losers of the election have 7 days from the date of the declaration to file a petition to the Supreme Court.
The Supreme Court has already given guidelines in terms of how they intend to handle the petition.
Legal experts say the filing of the petition will then trigger a number of activities before the case is heard.
Once it is filed, the respondents, who are usually the president-elect and the IEBC, then have 4 days within which to respond to the petition, and the petitioner will have 1 day to respond to the responses by the petitioner and file their submissions, and then the court will have a pre-trial process.
The Constitution empowers the highest court in the land to either validate or invalidate the declaration of Dr. Ruto as president-elect, depending on how both the petitioners and the respondents will argue their cases and the evidence that they will have tabled. One scenario is an outcome that could agree with the petitioners.
And if the Supreme Court says that no, we have seen that there are irregularities in these elections, and so we are invalidating this election, which is within the powers of the Supreme Court, then they are going to send people back to the election. If at least 4 are invalidating the election as per their own decision, then we are going to be sent back to another election.
The other scenario is an outcome that could validate the election of Dr. William Ruto as president.
But in the event that the court dismisses the petition, then the president-elect will be sworn into office within 7 days from the date within which the Supreme Court would have delivered its decision.
And with there being 7 judges on the bench, legal experts underscore the fact that each of the judges is expected to give their independent rulings.
If, for instance, all of them are agreeing or that this election was valid or was invalid, they can give one decision. But what we have already seen, as now we have experienced with the BBI decision, that each judge is going to give their own decision, either agreeing that upholding the election or invalidating it.
So if it is a split decision, then the majority will give their decision, and then the minority will give their dissenting decision.
The other question is, if Dr. Ruto's win is invalidated, what will the fresh election entails?
The country will go into an election within 60 days between the 2 top candidates for a re-election.
And this is supposed to take 60 days. So within 60 days, they're supposed to go back to the elections.
This will not be the first time in Kenya's history that a presidential election is contested in court and outcome determined before a president-elect is sworn in. In 2017, the Supreme Court invalidated President Uhuru Kenyatta's re-election and ordered for a fresh vote. Ben Chumba, Prime Edition.